What's up, YouTube? I am finally back on camera after a long hiatus. I know you guys missed me. I'm here to do an anime discussion video about my thoughts on the new seasonal anime series. I got 3 series here I want to talk about, give you some of my thoughts, talk about some of the main characters, talk about the plot, talk about the good and the bad and whatnot. And if you like what you hear from me, maybe you guys can go out and check these series as well. And I think all of these series are pretty freaking good. They're not amazing maybe, but they're all really good. So I definitely recommend every series I'm talking about here. So without further ado, let's get started. My first show on the list is Binbougami Ga, and I apologize if I mispronounce that. I do not know Japanese very well at all. So Binbougami Ga, which is a comedy, ecchi, parody / supernatural series. And so far I'm really liking this series. It's really funny. I've heard that the comedy style is similar to Gintama, which I haven't really gotten into Gintama yet, but I really want to check that out now. But I heard the comedy elements in this series are just like Gintama, so that's really cool. And our main character is Sakura Ichiko, and the thing with her, she has like abnormally high good fortune. She has like this crazy amount of good fortune, like on a level of a god of fortune. Like she has this crazy amount of good fortune. So the gods of misfortune recognize this, and they send one of them out to take away her fortune, to drain her of her good fortune, because she's taking the fortune from people around her. Like they're losing their fortune because of her, which I think is really funny. And besides the fact that she has an abnormally large amount of good fortune, she has abnormally large breasts, which is a great joke throughout the show. And they do some other things I'll talk about later in this show with that. So yeah, there's definitely some ecchi elements, but I don't think it's overdone. I think it's done in like a good comedic way. It's really funny. But Sakura Ichigo, her character, I like her character. She's hard to grasp at first, because you don't know if she's really this just uptight, spoiled rich kid, or is she really this nice, kind-hearted girl who had some misfortune in her life before, and now she has this crazy amount of good fortune. And the god of misfortune, I can't remember her name, but the god that comes down to take away her fortune, she's really funny, and she's a good character as well. So those two together are really funny. And yeah, yeah, with Sakura Ichigo, a big question about her is her her values, her morals. Is she really as bad as these gods see her, or as other people? Other people really like her because of course, because she has a lot of high fortune, but is she really so I guess morally sound, or is she just this evil person? Which through the first few episodes, I think she actually has a kind heart. It's just she doesn't she has a lot of pride, so she doesn't really show this kind-hearted self a lot of times, and that's kind of missed throughout the show. But yeah, that's a big part of the show. Another a few good things about this show, it's really funny. It is a really funny show. They do a lot of parody. They have little scenes from Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, or they'll have the headband on, and they'll go Super Saiyan. It's really hilarious. The last episode was really funny. I didn't think the first episode, I almost dropped this show because the first episode I wasn't really into it. I just kind of got it just out on a whim. I was just well, I'll try this show, and I didn't really like the first episode a lot. I mean, I thought it was pretty decent. I gave it a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, but I didn't think it was anything special. But from episode 2 on, it gets better. I think episode 3 was the best. I can't say it gets better and better, because 3 was better than 4, but overall it seems to be pretty consistent now. It's really good now. And another thing about the show that's really good is there's a lot of touching moments that contrast with the comedic moments. Like there's a lot, and the touching moments, like they feel real to me. Like they don't feel like just like retarded and fake. It's kind of like one piece. Like the comedic moments and the touching moments kind of balance each other out. Like it's really cool. Like this show is mainly comedy, but I think the touching moments really work in this series as well. And the characters are really great in this. Even like characters that just kind of show up out of nowhere. Like there's this there's this new character now. Like that can he's like a dog, and he's also a god of misfortune. Like he's like the other god of misfortune's pet. And like a joke with that was like she like tortures him and he gets like pleasure out of it. It's really funny. But she uses the dog to try to like drain Sakura's good fortune. But then the dog realizes like she's not really that bad. Like she's not as bad as the god of misfortune said she was. So he kind of helps her out in the end, and there's this touching moment, and it was really good. The bad parts of this show, I think the worst part of the show is that it's episodic. It's kind of like Team Rocket with Pokemon. Like they keep coming back, like, and she just keeps coming back to. But it works because it's a comedic series, I guess. With like some other shows, it just doesn't work. But like with this series, it actually works. Like I don't like watching episodic shows, but it actually works with this show. And the fact that it's episodic, there's not really like a plot line like a coherent plot line. I mean, pretty much the god of misfortune is trying to drain Sakura's good fortune. That's pretty much it. But it's just a comedy series. It works really well. I think it's a really great series. I highly recommend it. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you check it out. It's really good. So on to the next series. So the next series we have is Tari Tari, which is a music slice of life / school genre. Or I don't know if you could say moe, maybe moe. I don't know if it would be moe though. But our main character is Konotsu Miyamoto, and she is she is a girl who really likes to sing, and she likes to sing, but she gets really embarrassed in front of people. And at like the concert, like the year before this show starts, she screwed up, and like she was in the concert and she just freaked out, and she like went to sing and she just kind of squeaked, like she was like eh! And like everybody laughed at her and it was really funny, but the director didn't think it was too funny, so she got kicked out of the choir program because of it, and she's not allowed to join because of that. She cannot sing with the choir anymore because she did that. So, but she really likes to sing. To be a singer is her dream. So in order to fulfill that dream, she goes out to start her own choir program. And she has to get this program approved by the principal and whatnot, and she has to find the right amount of people, so she gets like all these people to join. And so she has to kind of find the courage to be able to sing in front of people, and you get other people's like backstories and what they want to do, their goals. Like there's one girl who wants to be like a horse rider. There's one girl who needs to overcome her mother's death to be able to play piano, because every time she plays piano, she starts thinking about her mother, and that's kind of like she didn't want to play piano because of that, but this girl really wants her to play piano, so she tries to get her to join. And there's a transfer student who is trying to learn about Japanese culture, trying to learn the language. He studies all the time. He's a really nice guy. So he's just kind of like working his way into the culture and whatnot. And there's another guy who wants to be a professional badminton player, and he kind of takes on the girls to, if they won, like he had to join the choir club, and if he won, they had to join the badminton club. So they had this big little match there, and that was pretty entertaining. But overall, like this series is really enjoyable to me. Like I think the characters are really likable because they're down to earth. You can appeal to these characters. They're relatable. The characters are just really good, and they're not so over the top. Like maybe a lot of anime fans would be put off by that because it's so like down to earth. It's not really over the top comedy or anything. It's just a good like I just really like this series. I think I like it because I was also in the main character's situation, kind of, sort of. Like I was in choir throughout high school, and I was kind of shy about singing in front of people, and my senior year I had to do a solo. I kind of got pushed into doing like a singing solo, and I did it, and I overcame my fear of doing that, and I'm just like, I can really appeal to that. Like I can really relate to that character because of that, and that's one reason why I like this show a lot. And some of the good things about this show, of course, the relatable characters. It's very enjoyable. Like it's just a really it's enjoyable to watch because the animation's good, the music's good, the characters are great. It's just a really good series in my opinion. Like I said, the animation is really great. I think some of the bad moments in this show it could be kind of boring at times. I mean, I think it's enjoyable through. Like I don't fall asleep during this show. I usually watch it at night. I think maybe some people would find it boring. It wouldn't appeal to all anime fans, I don't think. It's something that has, like, certain anime fans will like this. Not all anime fans will like this, but in my opinion, it's a really great show. I might even say that it's more for like a female audience, maybe, just by the style of it all and the plot and everything. Maybe it's for more female audience, I don't know. But I advise you to check it out, see if you like it, see what you think. So Tari Tari, great show. Next up, a show that I know a lot of people are watching, a lot of people on YouTube are reviewing this, but I wanted to put my thoughts into it, and that is Sword Art Online. And this show is really great. This show looks really great. I decided to watch this because of Yokorama's video. He was like really hyped on it, so I was like, it got me really hyped because I saw him so hyped about it. And a few other people were talking about it, so I was like, I really wanted to watch this series, and it hasn't disappointed me so far. The main character is Kazuto Kirigaya. I don't know if I said that right. Like I said, I don't know Japanese that well. But he was. Let me talk about the plot first. The point of this series is there's this new game that is like virtual reality. You put on this little thing and it takes you in the game, and you're actually in the game when you play the game, and you create your own character, and you are your own character. And the main character was a beta tester for this game, so he already had like the one up on everybody else in this game. And he's just kind of showing like this other guy in the beginning of the series. He's showing this guy how to fight enemies and how to level up and whatnot, how to use your little menu screen and whatnot. But all of a sudden, like, they're sitting there, and the guy's like, well, I guess I'll go take a break. I got some pizza waiting for me. And he goes to his menu screen to exit out of the game, and there's no exit. You can't get out of the game, and they're like, what's going on here? And like everybody starts realizing it, and they're like, what's going on here? And turns out the creator of this game has set it up so nobody can get out of this game. They're all stuck in the game until they beat the game. And there's another catch. When you die in the game, you die in real life, supposedly. I'm starting to think that maybe you don't really die. But I don't know, that's just like a little theory of mine. I could be completely wrong. But, so there's a lot at stake in this game. So there's a lot that they have to prepare for, a lot. Because I think the highest beta test that the beta testers got was like level 8 or something? Because I don't know if there's 100 levels, or I can't remember how many levels there are, but like the highest that a beta tester got was like not that far at all. So like this is worrying a lot of people. And So yeah, they have to get through this game without dying, and the main character, he kind of he has one up on people, so he doesn't want people to like think that like he's like hiding. Like he doesn't tell people that he was a beta tester, and that gets him into a lot of trouble. Like a lot of people seem to die because of that, and it's like tragedy follows this character for some reason. So they call him the beater because he was a beta tester and he didn't tell anybody, and like this captain guy dies. He joins up with this guild, and this captain guy dies because, well, they think it's because he didn't tell anybody that he was a beta tester, and that's why he knew, like he told the captain not to go into the battle, and he went in anyways, and he got killed. And he leaves the group, and then he joins up with another guild, and he doesn't tell them his real level, so that also gets this entire guild killed, because they go into this little dungeon, and they're like, oh, we got him with us, we're good. So they go in, and then like he realizes it's a trap, and like all these little things come out, and they all get killed, and like there's this other character, Sachi, and she became close with the main character. She felt protected by the main character. Like she felt like that with him, like she was going to be protected, so she felt safe, and he felt responsible for her, and she ends up getting killed. Sorry for the spoilers if you haven't watched the shows yet. I probably shouldn't have said that, but Sachi gets killed, and he feels really responsible for that, and he needs to like figure out a way to get through this game without hurting other people and getting other people killed. And it's just, there's a lot of like depressing moments in this. I guess that's just the way this is, but I guess I like that fact. But yeah, so, and there's another key character that we haven't heard much about, and that is Suna. Is it Asuna? Asuna? I think it's Asuna. But she's kind of like a mysterious character. She's pretty strong herself in the game. We see her like in one episode 2 or something. She was like hiding her identity for some reason. She's shy, and she finally gets her cape torn off or whatever, and it's a girl, and she seems like she's like in the main pictures of the show, and she's like all over the place on that show. So I think she's a main character. Somewhere down the line she's gonna meet up with the main character again. So I'm looking forward to see her character more. And the good stuff about this show, there's like it's just a really cool concept. It's really awesome. Just, I don't know, like the idea of going into a video game and life or death in a video game, for real. Like, this is serious. There's some great animation. The only thing I don't like about the animation is sometimes it'll like kind of freeze frame and just like a moving picture kind of thing. But overall it looks amazing. The music's great. The opening endings are great. Some of the bad about this show. The only complaint I have about this show is it's too fast. The pacing is off. Like, I guess because it's a short series, it's a seasonal anime series, it's not going to be too long, so they have to kind of rush it. But I think this kind of series needs to be longer. It needs to be, maybe not. I just think the pacing's a little off. Like, maybe they should have added one more season to it if they could. I guess they can't. But that's the only thing I can say about this show. Like, it's just like that last episode with Sachi. Like, that just went by way too fast. Like, I didn't think I could connect with the characters enough to like when they died, it was like the only one I connected with a little bit was Sachi. You got to see more of her. But the other characters, it was like whatever. I mean, just a little bit too fast pacing, but overall it's a great show. Highly recommend it. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the 2012 I can't even talk, summer anime season series. not the greatest seasonal anime list out there, but these three shows, I picked three good ones actually out of the bunch. I just kind of read reviews around and saw which ones were doing well. So all three of them are good. Highly recommend them. I put links in the description for like my anime list, so you can read the description. I probably didn't give the best observation on these shows, so yeah. So that is my. Also, I want to talk about maybe doing more of these discussion videos. So put in the comments what you think I did bad and what I did good, and kind of criticize me. Don't be a butthole about it. But just kind of give me little tips, see what I'm doing right, see what I'm doing wrong. I want to get better at this. I want to do more of these videos. I know I'm not very good at it right now, but maybe I'll get better over time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.